So just taking a quick look at Dogecoin then on our daily time frame here for another daily update on the channel. As always, before we begin, make sure you, and as you can see on screen, make sure you go down below and grab yourself some amazing deals from our partners. Tons of free money on offer, so sign up below and get involved with that. As we can quite clearly see here for Dogecoin, we are continuing to the downside in line with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has obviously been dumping today in line with the Nasdaq. If you look at the hourly here, you can see pretty obvious area of liquidity for Bitcoin to come and target. Consolidating and obviously going into Friday, we opened up on a, is there a, I thought for some reason there was a gap there in the chart. There wasn't. You can see on Friday, obviously we came up, we tried to break back above this weekly fair value gap that we're in. We got rejected out of it, and then obviously we've come back down to the low here because the Nasdaq has opened up and dumped today. Bitcoin highly correlated to the Nasdaq at the moment because things are quite bearish. You can see we opened up here with a huge bearish candle going into Monday, and as you can see came down and tagged out this liquidity I was trying to target all of last Thursday and Friday. Very annoyingly, I couldn't get the entry to that and then become swept it. So now the Nasdaq pretty neutral. I don't know whether or not this is going to go up or down. I'd probably, if I had to guess, considering how bullish we've been recently, probably tag this liquidity out and then continue up towards these highs. There's some good stacked highs up here. You can see a pretty obvious area of liquidity. Some good liquidity up here that we could come and target over the next few days this week. But in the short term, you can see here Bitcoin has been dumping back down massively because of this move to the downside for the Nasdaq, and as a result Dogecoin has also moved to the downside quite significantly here. You can see we've come up, inversed this daily fair value gap, but because of Bitcoin we've reinversed it to the downside by the looks of things today, and looking like we're going to continue piling on the pain for all of our altcoins. You can see getting extremely oversold on our RSI recently, getting into some good areas for a buy if I had to guess. You can see pretty much every time that we've got down into this super oversold territory for Dogecoin recently, we have started to bounce to the upside. You can see we got a bounce here. We got a bounce in this area, although it was very short term, during which we were going down throughout that bear market period. Obviously, this was the tariff dump, wasn't it? This tariff dump area was very bearish. Pretty much every single time that Dogecoin's come down into this very oversold area, we have got pretty significant bounces to the upside, as you can quite clearly tell here. There's one here as well. Pretty much every single time we have got really good reactions to the upside. We haven't quite got there yet because we've been grinding to the downside here. You can see these last 3 times that we've got close to being really oversold, we haven't quite managed it, just because we have been just in a slow grind to the downside because of Bitcoin. Really no major crazy moves to the downside. Even with this huge wick, we never got super oversold because we recovered so well. But right now Dogecoin in a bit of a weird situation. We've obviously lost this trend line support for the bull market, looking like we're moving bearish, and a lot of these cryptos looking like they want to come down and target the low of this wick again, to be honest, which would be incredibly bearish, as you can imagine. But right now Bitcoin basically just looking like it wants to come down, complete the sell model at this low, if I had to guess, down at 75k, as I was calling for before. And if we do continue down here, this is going to be piling on the pressure onto altcoins even more, but probably going to give us some generational entries. Dogecoin currently below 14 cents. I still think Dogecoin over the next few years will go and hit $1, which would be an absolutely incredible steal at this point. I'm still averaging into all of these large caps. I do think Dogecoin especially has got a great chance of going up and hitting $1. I think it's just one of those cryptos that's outperformed a lot of other cryptos in this market. And as you can see, even though the market right now looking incredibly bearish, I think getting down towards this 10-cent area, great entries down here for the long term. I do think that 10x back to the 10x target towards that $1 from this 10-cent area would be absolutely generational. Definitely really interesting stuff. Been averaging into this for a long time, probably still in profit, but I'm just holding for the long term, waiting to get up towards some of these long term targets I'm after. Happy to continue to average in and wait. I don't think we're going to be hitting it anytime soon, judging by the market at the moment, but I'm happy to wait for a few more years to see what happens. And right now looking like Dogecoin really is suffering with the rest of the market, and we're going to have to wait and see how Bitcoin performs this week. As always guys, thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Check back every day for daily updates and get some free money in the description below. Cheers.